You know, once upon a time, when I actually had access to a tribe of mentors, I had somebody ask me about the law of duplicity. Basically, what he asked me was, what would it look like if there were more versions of you running around? What does that look like? And I remember when he asked me about it, at that point in time, I was so into my own self individuality and expression that not only was it hard to imagine anybody taking anything from me, but why would I even want you to? And I think as I sit this riser with my foundation in my spirit, in my spirituality rather, and as I am communing back with my blood, um, I guess it's a funny thing because if I think about what that effect looks like now, if there were more of me in the world, I get exactly what that looks like now. Um, and I think that kind of brings me to the topic of the day, uh, control and the concept of co-creation. I will just lay the foundation how I understand it and why control and co-creation aren't really able to coincide. Like they're like water and oil; they don't really mix. And it's a weird thing because it's like I haven't talked to a whole lot of like male practitioners, but I've talked to a lot of witches, and I don't know if it's a feminine thing, I don't know if it's a witch thing, I don't know if it's you just got introduced to magic and you're understanding the power of that influence. But there always seems to be this emphasis when I speak to them, when I speak to these shows about control, the need that they have of control, or the desire that they have to want to control. Um, and I think magic comes with manipulation, right? But I think those who walk down these these paths, whether they walk left or right or straight, I think it's one of these things where it's like I would propose or I would challenge you to perform your alchemy magically and to perform your magic alchemically. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is in the realm of control, if I would, or if one would seek to control the elements, to control the air, to control the water, to move fire, to move the earth. You talk about last avatar. You want to bend, you want to be an airbender, you want to be the mind bender, the destiny weaver, all these different types of things. All of this stuff is in tangent on how well you are able to exercise and then extend your ability of control over the self. So it's almost like the elements will be everywhere, right? You can look in astrology, you can see the elements are in the stars. You can look in your body, you can see that the elements are in the body. You can look in the world, you can see the elements are in the world. But how well I'm able to control the external world or my surroundings, whether magically, alchemically, or physically, is always going to be contingent upon how well I have control over the will that I have within me. It's all about the hockey, right? So it's just kind of one of these things where to be like, the moment that you get introduced to this or that you find that you can shift stuff, it's beautiful. But the shifts that one makes internally is almost like a dragonfly effect where it, you know what I mean, reverbs into everything else that's outside of you. It's almost like a devil fruit. Like your gift is almost like that if you're in a one piece. And I don't know, man. It's kind of one of these things where, like, I sit with that. Where now, as I meditate with my teachings on harmony, the ones that I receive it, I mean, it kind of becomes one of these things where, I mean, it's not about no kumbaya, right? That's not what I mean when I say harmony. I understand that harm is in the word harmony, and I'm not sure why that is. It's a mystery to me. But what I do understand with harmony, though, is that it is about union. It is about, you know what I mean, the merging of, and a certain inner under and understanding that all is one. It is just split. So then now at this point, when we start thinking about this law of duplicity, what does it look like when there are more versions of you? And there's a bent, right? Because what it looks like at first is it looks like a whole lot of mirroring, whether for good or for worse. You're going to see a whole lot more of you being reflected back at you, whether you are in agreement with it or in disagreement with it. But I think there's a certain point in time where you hit this line where you're no longer that mirror, and you are indeed that permission slip. You are indeed the example now that a person can see, and you know, I can do that now. You know what I mean? And so, are you the mirror or are you the permission slip? That is my question. And that has nothing to do with your ability or inability to control the realm outside of you. Are you the mirror or the permission slip?